So here's our reference angle. So this side would be our opposite, which we don't need to label. And then across from our 90-degree angle, that is our hypotenuse. And then 17 would be our adjacent. So which trig function uses the adjacent side and the hypotenuse side? We're looking for A and H. That would be cosine. So the cosine of our angle, which is theta, equals the adjacent side over the hypotenuse. So we'll plug in our angle, which is 39, equals the adjacent side, which is 17, divided by the hypotenuse, which is x. And then I'll pause there. Any questions how I got cosine of 39 equals 17 over x? All right.
Wait, yes, I'm kind of confused.
So you're just plugging in the angle that they give you. So that's where I got the 39. So the cosine of whatever your angle is, which in this case was 39, and then that equals the adjacent side over the hypotenuse. So we said 17 is the adjacent side of that angle. So that's why I put 17, and then over the hypotenuse, which in this case is x, so it's 17 over x.
Okay, thank you.
Do you understand why I picked cosine too, Jade? I don't know, maybe it was the step before too.
Oh yeah, I understand how you got that.
Okay, perfect. Good. Okay, and then we're just going to go ahead and solve for x by just cross multiplying. So we'll turn cosine of 39 into a fraction so we can cross multiply. So we have x times the cosine of 39 equals 1 times 17, which is just 17. So then we're going to divide by the cosine of 39 to solve for x. Those cancel out. X equals 17 divided by the cosine of 39. Go to our calculator. We have 17 divided by, we'll do the angle first, so 39 times the cosine. If you do it in the opposite order, it doesn't work. So 21.87, which would round to 21.9 if we're rounding to the nearest tenth. Okay, you guys feel like you can do them on your own? What do you think?
I don't know, to be honest. To be honest, I'm still confused.
Yeah,
Okay.
one week we're like multiplying, like in graphing circles. Next week I'm having to figure out what cos 39 means.
Yeah, I don't know how to find that or.
Okay, so we'll do a few more together then.
All right.
So yeah, Rick, it's harder for you because you weren't here for last week. Because last week was pretty easy. Everyone got it. Everyone was pretty easy. This week is much more difficult and more involved.
I don't know. Jaden worried me last week. He was telling me when I get back, it's just gonna be volume here. It's just not even the same. I'm trying to talk and I got people yelling in the background, and then I got a lawnmower going on.
Welcome back to California.
Yeah, welcome back.
Yep, vacation's over.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, so Rick, you do want to measure the memorize the SOHCAHTOA. You have to know the trig function. So it just helps you to remember what we have written here. That sine is opposite over hypotenuse. That cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. And then that tangent is opposite over adjacent. I still remembered this. I haven't done trig in forever. Probably really since I was in high school. And I still remembered SOHCAHTOA. It'll be ingrained in your brain forever.
Well, don't you teach it every year?
Well, so this is only my second year with Elite, and I did geometry, but it was for adult ed last year, and so I didn't do the trig. I didn't do trig with them.
Wait,
And
adults?
when I taught high school, I taught like in public high school for, I was a classroom teacher for like 9 years, but I always taught algebra. So I did 1 year of geometry, like when I had first started, and that was pretty much it. So it's been a while.
You had to teach adults about geometry?
Yep. Well, it was adult ed students, so it was just students over
Oh,
18.
okay.
So they
Okay.
weren't
Oh,
like old. They weren't like in their 40s. They
I
were,
was
oh,
gonna
okay.
say.
they're
I
young
don't know.
adults.
When I hear adult ed, I just picture Beetlejuice.
Oh,
There's the students that failed high school that are still, now they have to go to adult ed. Okay, so we'll go slowly. So first, labeling the sides. We'll go step by step. So first thing is labeling the sides. So we said the side across from the 90-degree angle is always the hypotenuse. You guys were pros at labeling the sides last week. So that's the hypotenuse. Here's our reference angle. So we're always labeling them based on the angle that we're using. So since we're using this angle, the opposite side is always the one that's across from it. So this is our opposite side. Are we okay with labeling the sides? Okay.
yeah, I know that, but I was just saying, like, when you get cos, tan, or sin, like, how do you find out about that?
Okay, so we're going to use exactly what we just did. So since the sides we're going to be using are the hypotenuse and the opposite side. So which trig function uses the opposite and the hypotenuse?
Yeah. Okay. So that would be sin.
Yep. So that's going to be sine because sine uses the opposite and the hypotenuse. So the sine of theta, or our angle, is the opposite over the hypotenuse. So now we're going to plug in our angle, our opposite side, and our hypotenuse. So our angle is 16, our opposite side is 20, and our hypotenuse is x. So then we just have to solve. So we're going to cross multiply. So x times the sine of 16, and then 1 times 20, which is just 20. And then we're trying to solve for x, right? So the way to get rid of sine of 16 is we have to divide both sides by the sine of 16. Those cancel out. So x equals 20 over the sine of 16. So then we'll do 20 divided by, do the angle first, which is 16, and then sine equals 72.55, which would round to 72.6. So this side is 72.6.
Okay, wait, so basically whatever side doesn't have a number, you just don't use it?
Yeah, you only need two sides, right? The trig functions only use two. So at this point, they're not asking us for that. And I mean, we could use Pythagorean theorem, right? And we could do a squared plus b squared equals c squared, and we could figure it out, but they're not asking us to.
All right, I understand now. I was just kind of I was a little bit confused. Like,
Yeah, definitely. It's involved, these problems, for sure. Okay, I'll do one more. So let's go ahead and do number 4. So I'll call on you guys. Let's take turns. So let's start with labeling the sides. So I'll go, Rick, you're first on my participant list. So here's our angle. So which side do you think the 13 is? I know you weren't here last week. You think it's the opposite, the adjacent, or the hypotenuse?
That's the adjacent.
So it's across from it. It's across
Oh,
from
it's the opposite.
right. Yep. So that's our opposite side. And then this side, X, is across from the 90-degree angle. So which one's that one?
That one's a hypotenuse.
Yep, the hypotenuse. Good. Okay, so then Jaden, if we're using the opposite and the hypotenuse, which trig function are we going to use? Sine, cosine, or tangent?
Sine.
We're going to use the sine, right? So we know the sine of our angle is going to equal the opposite over the hypotenuse. Okay, good. Jade, now what am I going to put in for, now I'm going to plug everything in. So what am I going to put here? Sine of what?
Sine of opposite. Wait, so 13?
You want to put in your angle first. So our angle is
63.
Yep, so you're gonna plug in the angle. So sine of our angle 63 is equal to our opposite, which is
13.
Yep, divided by our hypotenuse, which is
X.
very good. Thank you, Jade. Okay, and then Jose, next we need to cross multiply. So what am I gonna get when I cross multiply?
You're gonna get X and 63.
Yep.
And then equals 13.
Very good. And then Jasmine, what am I gonna do to solve?
You divide.
Yep, what am I gonna divide by?
Okay, hold on. Okay, you're gonna do 13. Divided, oh wait, my bad. Sorry. By the X and, no, sin 63. I'm
Yep.
sorry, my phone is like out of phase right now.
Oh, no problem. Okay, yep, perfect. So those cross out, which means X is equal to 13 over the sine of 63. And now you guys did all the hard part. Now we just have to put in our calculator. So 13 divided by 63 times sine equals 14.59, which rounds to 14.6. So our hypotenuse right here, we know is 14.6. Okay, so let's have Rick, you want to do number 5, Jaden number 6, Jade number 7, Jasmine number 8, and Jose number 9.
Wait, you said I'm number 6?
Yes.
All right.
Send me, if you need help, message me in the chat and I'll help you. Get stuck.
You all right, Rick?
Good, homie?
Yeah, no, I just got, oh, I didn't even realize I was unmuted. Okay.
So Jade and Rick, did you guys know each other from before being here at Elite? Did you guys go to public, like, or regular
Nah,
in-person school?
it's because we have other class and we
have like
just started talking in like a high school group meeting room.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
we seriously had like the same class, like 6 classes throughout the week, and we never talked. And then once I started participating more, then we started talking.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you guys
And then
live close to each other?
next thing.
Do you guys live close to each other?
No.
No.
Oh, okay. So
Well,
you
I was gonna say is that actually may be potential, but you know, it's one
Yeah,
of
it's
3
a
options.
maybe. Not yet.
because we were in our meeting yesterday and Miss Zitney was saying how you guys are always like going back and forth in her live session. But she said it was pretty quiet without you there this week, Rick, or last week.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we didn't really talk about anything though. That's the thing. So It was only like 2 students over there.
Yeah, because normally it's just like me and Jaden, and then like occasionally like 1 or 2 other people. You get lucky if you had like a class this size, you know, like with 5 people at most. But
Yeah.
other than that, it's just me and Jaden. So
We're just the dual in the class.
So Rick, where do you live?
I'm right over by Corona, right by Santiago.
Okay, and Jaden, you're out in the desert?
Yeah, Palmdale.
Okay.
Apparently, it snowed out there, so it's not.
Yeah.
It's not the desert. It's more.
It's hot, but it can snow.
I know. Yep.
For number 5, which one do I use?
So
Like which
you have
formula? Okay.
yeah, it looks like they gave you the opposite, and then they want to know the adjacent side. So
Yeah,
the one that
that's
is opposite. Yep. So it would be the one we haven't used yet, which is tangent.
Okay.
Ooh, good luck with that one now, bro.
I know. Of course, me gets the new one.
Okay, you guys ready to start going over these? Let's see how he did. Okay, Rick, number 5. So 14 was what side?
14 was the opposite side,
Good, and X?
was the adjacent side.
Yep, so the trig function we're using is sine, cosine, or
It's,
tan.
it was the TOA, whatever it's called, the
Mhm.
tan.
Yep, so the tangent of our angle equals the opposite side over the adjacent side. Okay, so then what did you get for the next step? What did you plug in?
So for the next step, I plugged in tan 41 equals 14 over x.
Very good.
And then underneath the tan 41, I put 1. So then for the next step, I put x tan 41 equals 14 over x tan 41 for both of them.
Okay. And what did you get when you divided 14 by the tangent of 41?
So 14 divided by the tangent of 41 is, I don't even think I got this one right. It was like 0.34, which I think I messed up on.
Let's see. So if we do 14 divided by 41 and the tangent, you get 16.1.
Yeah, okay, so I did get it.
So make sure
Oh.
you may have done, you have to do the angle first. I don't know why it won't let you do like tangent 41. You have to do 41 tangent.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I put in the tangent, but I was like, it doesn't seem right because
Yeah.
I didn't know it had to be like the order.
Yeah, so do the reverse and then you'll get 16.1. Okay, thanks, Rick. Jaden, you're up. What did you label X as?
I labeled X as adjacent. I don't know, it's adjacent.
Adjacent for
Yeah.
X?
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like X is actually the hypotenuse.
Actually, it was hypotenuse.
Good.
Yeah.
And then 11 was the adjacent, right?
Adjacent. Yeah, that's right.
Good. So then are we using sine, cosine, or tangent?
Cosine.
Good. So the cosine of our angle equals the adjacent side over the hypotenuse side. Okay, and what was our angle, Jaden?
The angle was 40.
Good. And then our adjacent side
11.
over our hypotenuse. Okay, so then did you cross multiply next?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so then that gives us what?
11 over cos 40.
Okay, yeah. So we get x times the cosine of 40 equals 11, and then you divide by cosine 40. And so x equals, what'd you get?
Okay. Anyways, 3.6, I want to say.
3.6?
Yeah.
It should be bigger. It's our hypotenuse, so it should definitely, it has to be bigger than 11. So let's see. We have to do 11 divided by, and then we do 40, and the cosine, which is 14.4. Do you guys have iPhones or do you have a different type of phone?
I have an iPhone, but I think I did it wrong.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I already know the answers wrong, so
Yeah, you did all the hard part. Okay, Jade, number 7.
Okay. I did for the x hypotenuse and then the 19 opposite.
Good.
And then it was so.
Yep. So yep, we're gonna be using sine. Yep, of our angle equals the opposite over the hypotenuse.
And then I got sin 43, or no, sin 47, sorry, over 1 equals 19 over x.
Good.
I cross multiplied and I got x sin 47 equals 19, and then divided them both by sin 47.
Very
And
good.
then I got 153.8, and I don't know if that's right.
That seems a little big. So if our side's 19, I don't know, but let's see. So we have to do 19 divided by, and then 47 times sine.
What?
So it would actually round to just 26. Do you have an iPhone, Jade?
Yes, but I'm doing it on my calculator.
Oh, okay. And so it depends on which kind of calculator you have. If it's like a graphing calculator, you can actually enter it just like this and it would do it for you correctly. Yeah,
I'll just use my phone then.
okay. Again, you guys are doing all the hard part correctly. It just, the calculator is giving us a hard time. Okay, Jasmine, number 8.
Okay, 10. Oh, 10 is the hypotenuse.
So it looks like,
Oh, wait, no. Wait, I'm sorry. 10 is the adjacent. My bad.
okay, no problem. And then X,
The opposite.
good. So then are we using sine, cosine, or tangent?
Tangent.
Good. So the tangent of our angle is going to equal the opposite side over the adjacent. And then let's plug in. So you got the tangent of
29
mhm,
equals x over 10.
good.
And then you cross multiply. And then you get, I got 10 tangent 29 equals x.
Yep.
And
Very
then
good.
I multiplied 29 by, 29 by tangent.
Mm-hmm.
And then I multiplied by 10,
Very good.
and I got 5.5.
Excellent. Okay, so let's go ahead and do 9 and 10. So at least you guys have this page done. And then we're almost out of time. Okay, so we have, here's our angle. So this X is our opposite side, and this is across from our 90 degrees. So that's our hypotenuse. So it's the opposite over the hypotenuse. So we're gonna be using sine, and our angle is 21, which equals the opposite side, which is X, over the hypotenuse, which is 15. We'll cross multiply, so we get 15 times the sine of 21 equals X. So we could do 15 times 21 sine equals 5.4. So this side, our opposite side, is 5.4. Any questions how I put 15 sine of 21 in the calculator? No?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, and then number 10, here we have 52. So here's our opposite side, and here's our hypotenuse. So it looks like we're going to be using sine again. So our angle is 52 equals the opposite side, which is X, over the hypotenuse, which is 20. So then we're going to cross multiply 20 times the sine of 52 equals x. So we have 20 times, and then we do our angle 52 and take the sine of that. So x equals 15.8. Okay, so we didn't get through the inverse trig functions, which is your other assignment for this week. We can save it. I think we can just do that one next week because it's pretty similar to what we just did, but now instead of finding the missing side, you have to find the missing angle. But let's just save it for our next live session. So don't worry about doing this week. We'll just push it to next week. And then you'll have to do the checkpoint after. And our Kahoot, we won't be able to do the last 3 problems because the last 3 problems I did it on these. So we'll do a 7-question Kahoot really quick and then we'll be done.